Oh my, what a collection.
Hey, fellow collectors, today we will be looking at the Batman Fight the Frozen wave of figures. From the left, from the right, Robin, Batgirl, Batman, Mr. Freeze, and Mr. Freeze, the line art edition. Same as the regular Mr. Freeze, but just a different color. So these figures all come with the Fight the Frozen comic book. And you can see here, it does include the comic book. And here we have the UPC code for Robin, Batgirl, and the UPC for Batgirl. The UPC for Batman. Here he is. Mr. Freeze. Yeah, he is heavy too. The UPC for Mr. Freeze. And the line art edition and the special comic for the line art Mr. Freeze. So let's start weighing these and see how much they weigh. Mr. Freeze line art is 1 pound 5.6 ounces, while Mr. Freeze is a 1 pound 5.2 ounces. Batman is 15.6 ounces. Batgirl is coming in at 10.4. And Robin is coming in at 11.4. So now that we've weighed them, let's get them out of the package and see what they look like.
Hey, open, damn it, open!
Okay, so basically all you do is cut around the edges. Then you just pull up and grab the comic out. And also you can see you got the card and the stand on there. Just be careful when you're doing the card, because sometimes they do chip at the edges, but basically the figure itself is in plastic, and you've got these plastic holders here, keeps them in. So let's just snip these and get them all out. Okay, now that we have all of the wave out, we can see we have Batgirl, and here is Batgirl's accessories, and the front of her card, and the back. And Batman's accessories, his card front, and the back. Regular Mr. Freeze's accessory, his card front, and the back. The line art Mr. Freeze accessories, his card front, and the back. And last but not least, Robin accessories and his card front and back. So this wave is kind of cool. It comes with this comic book, and here are the covers. The Robin, the line art Mr. Freeze, the regular Mr. Freeze, the Batman, and Batgirl. And the backs are all the same. It's glossy black. So the cards show the actual comic book that they came with, and it basically is the story. So the story is as follows. Mr. Freeze, in 1876, makes an ice age, and this plummets the world back into basically hunter-gatherers and living on the plains and the ice and all the good stuff that our forefathers did back in the ice age. So Robin must go seek the Bat Clan or the Batman because the clan would, basically say, oh, there's more than one. Okay, so why did Robin wait? Well, that's because we have to have a story, right? So Batman agrees to help, and they attack Mr. Freeze. And you can see here Batman fighting Freeze, and he says, nope, I was just waiting for this great shot of Batman, Batgirl, and Robin about to beat up and get Mr. Freeze, and they do. And here is the last panel that you can see here. That now, after the story, we get the product placement shots. Like here's a page puncher and a sweet looking statue for the Joker. And Todd McFarlane's How You Can Reach Us, Follow Us, and all the good stuff. Yeah, so if you're not expecting all of the marketing, then you've never opened up a McFarlane toy before. He will take all the time to do all that stuff. But hey, that's why he's got a business, right? He needs to run it. He needs to do it. Now, Robin's spear here is very nice looking. You can see the tips and the colorations. Very cool looking paint jobs on the ends. Very nice. Now, he also comes with this bone dagger. You can see it's serrated. Pretty nice. Now, Robin himself comes with this snazzy card, and I definitely like the fact you can do something like this, and then you could put this on the shelf or whatever. Just you have your Robin shelf. But here we have the Robin from the book. And you can see that nice skull there with the Robin. And he's got a couple of throwing darts, knives. This green belt has a place to hold that knife in his belt, which is very, very nice. And he has knee pads. And you can see here he's got a little Batman on his, like a tattoo underneath, which is nice. On the back here we get the shaved head, and we get the rest of the straps and everything, and this loincloth. Now, after looking at the armor and everything, you would think, hey, they could have shoes, but he doesn't have boots. So they live in the tundra, this frozen wasteland, and no shoes and no frostbite. The international sign of, huh? Okay, so him and Batgirl are both the same, do not have boots. Batman does. So, yeah. So Robin here is very nice. His left arm, however, cannot do much of a T-pose. His right arm can without a problem. Now, he does have this gap guard, and you will notice there is a little discoloration here between the arm and the main body. But his arm can rotate around. He has a bicep swivel, double bend in the elbow, wrist on a ball-jointed peg hinge that can rotate around and do all the fun stuff. Now his waist can go forward and back. He has an upper torso that also has a little forward and back on a ball joint, moves side to side. His head can look up pretty good, down, right, and left, no problems. As far as splits goes, this is how far he can go. Forward and back is pretty good. He has a double bend in the knee. No boot swivel here, but does have an ankle ball jointed style peg hinge. One peg there, one peg there, with a toe bend. Weird looking toe bend, but hey, it is a toe bend. Now this Robin is coming in right at, 7 inches tall. Getting him all straightened up, and he wants to fall. So it's a nice looking Robin, and he can hold his spear in his hands, or both of them, Depends on how you want to display him. But I definitely would probably want to have him holding that great looking spear in one hand and, you know, looking the stalwart style young defender. Put him back over here. Next up is Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze, Mr. Freeze. No, sorry, Mr. Clean. So his accessory is his gun, and it is steam powered. Yes, steam powered, frozen. So he is a line art, and a very nice looking line art. Definitely dig this big old guy in this suit. It goes with the storyline as far as back in the old days, you know, he would have to fashion a suit like this to stay alive if he had the cryogenic disease that he does in the future comics. Now this figure is pretty heavy. Biggie, hefty. And his head does rotate around. Can look up, not much down. Matter of fact, not at all. His arms do come out to a nice T-pose. They rotate around. Now he doesn't have a bicep swivel, but he does have a single bend in the arm. You can see it here. Can do this much of a bend forward. Wrist is on a peg style. There, so you can move it there. Now his waist is solid.
Solid. Solid as a rock.
And it can rotate around there. So no Abby crunch for him. Now he can do this much of a split. Forward and back. And he just has a single bend.
Damn!
And you can pop that off very easily, and making all of this come out. That's interesting the way they did that. Yeah, so that's the way his leg looks. So you can just pop that back on and just slide that back on in there. But you can see here it is a single bend. I'll do it with the other one, so so hopefully it don't break off. And it's not really responding well on this side either. Yeah, so he does have this ankle here that goes forward more than it does back, because of the back, this big heel hits that plate and stops right there. Now he does have a toe bend, and you can see it swivel right there. Not much of one, but it does do the job. And he does have a one open hand to hold that. So you just simply take this and put it like so, and then run that gun right there and have him shoot the cold at you. Has a trigger finger, but no trigger on the gun. So he can at least do that. He can't look down at you, but he can point this at you. So you can pretty much do that. Now he's a big foot guy, so he really doesn't need the stand. If you want to save it for somebody else, it would be cool to do that, because the way he stands is already split like this. And that's his natural stance. So you can have him stand up without a stand, and he will not have a problem. Now the regular Mr. Freeze, the non-line art edition, looks like this. Pretty cool. See the gauges here, and his grenades, freezing grenades, and the back. And looks like a diver's wetsuit was modified for his cryogenic outfit, because you can definitely see the boots and the bell that they would have used for that diver's uniform. Now you can look up, like I said, not much down, right, left. Same articulation as this one. And the leg, not as bad as that one. And ankle, same thing, stops right there. Very, very nice steel. And I probably will have him displayed a little bit different, but also with the gun. Just slides in there like so. And he can super soak you with his cryogenic weapon. Now I do love the fact that he has these eyes there. It makes it look a little bit more menacing than the all white version. Now Batman.
I'm Batman.
The axes, you know, everything's made out of stone because we went back to the Stone Age and the Ice Age all together because technology only exists in one person's ideas. But hey. So a very nice looking Batman here. Definitely could see him in Frank Frazzetta's books. Definitely nice cave guy. He even has a rope, some daggers, a batarang. He's the only one that has boots and has these little shark teeth on them. Knee guard for one knee and a strap on the knee. Now Batman here's got his underwear on and the bat symbols chest and on his belt. Now his cape is just the rubberish kind of material. It's kind of cool. They have the threads here. You can see them. So they added that little bit of detail. It's very nice. I like it. The fur here on top. Very, very nice. Now his head can look up just a little bit. Down, right, and left. Does a pretty good T-pose. Arm rotates around, bicep swivel, double bend in the elbow. Now, he does have a weird looking elbow when you extend it all the way out because he got that piece here. But all right. Then he has the ball jointed peg style for the hands. And you'll see his guard here with the nice stone hooks on both sides. Now his abs, you can see a pretty big ab there. His upper torso has a ball joint, so he can rotate around a little bit. He can go forward and back on that. Now, whenever he goes forward, you can get a little bit of a gap right there. You can see in there, it's just a little weird. But if you have the cape on, that will hide it. Yeah, so, and he can't swivel on that waist. Do that ab a crunch. See it there. And back. Now, as far as splits goes, it does a pretty good split. Forward and back. Double bend in the knee. Now, his ankles are all the way down here, and once again, kind of blocked by his boots, or his garments here that he's wrapped around his legs, and has wraps around the feet, and very good details for those. Definitely dig that. And the toe bend. But it is on a peg style hinge, so you get the rotate around forward and back. This much back, that much forward. A little bit. Just a little bit. And like I say, he does come with this big old axe, and you can put it in either hand. It just depends on how you want to display this. But his left hand looks a little bit more accommodating for this because his thumb here is designed a little bit more for a bigger style weapon. So I probably will take that and put it there. And if you look at the axe, it is a Batman style axe. You can see the bat there. Nice touch there. More market branding. And this one can just fit in this hand. And there we go. We can have the Bat Clan all up there and all fighting the Frozen. And last, we have a Batgirl. Now she comes with 2 axes. Very nice, and they're more bone style. You can see that here. My camera will stop flipping. And it's got all the wraps and these stones for them. And she comes with the back hook. We can see it right here. It's bones and some wraps, some threads going on, another bone, and with some rope. Now, Batgirl, you can see her face right there with those stitches and her hair coming in the back. And it's braided and has a little bit of gold right there. You can see her cape, just like Batman's, stitched. Another nice touch. On this side, it's not showing it. Now, her arms have the same style gauntlets like Batman does. You can see them here. Her chest has a bat symbol as well. And then we have these bones with wraps around the top. Her necklace as well. Nice looking belt and a pouch. And she's got this little item here. I don't really know what that's for. It might be just to hold her axe or even hold the hook. So that's a nice touch. Now she actually has pants. And their pants is, you can see here, has the seams going down them in the front and the sides have stitches. She has the tops of a boot, it looks like it, and then it goes to wraps, and then she has bare feet. Because why not? Now her head can look up a little bit, down, right, and left. T-pose. Arm swivels around. She has a bicep swivel, double bend in the elbow, wrist on a ball jointed style peg hinge, one peg inside the arm, one going in the wrist. Lets you rotate that around. Now, as far as her ab crunch goes, you can see here upper torso on a ball joint, and the waist is on a ball joint. So you get a little bit of movement out of both. Not so much forward, but a little bit back. She can rotate on both of those. Turn at the waist there. She can do this much of a split, this much of a split going forward and back. And we get a double bend in the knee here. No boot swivel, but we get the ball jointed style peg hinge here that rotates a little bit. So you can see mine is just wanting to come undone when I try to turn it. So I'm not going to turn it anymore. And she has a toe band. And a peg hole for the stand on each foot. So yeah, it just depends on how you want to have her posed, with an axe on one hand or have the axe in here, you know, ready to go and do all the other stuff, you know. So I'm probably going to just have her have the axe in one hand and then the other holding the rope. So she can just sit here and throw it, hook up, you know, so they can climb to the top of Ice Mountain and free Narnia. I'm sorry, free Gotham from the ice. Yeah, so it is definitely taken the weird turn for the story. But hey, elsewhere world, right? Elsewhere worlds. DC loves those, and you know, just can't get enough of them sometimes. It's like a what if DC version. So it's kind of cool, right? So this set was on sale at Black Friday from McFarlane Toys. So if you missed getting it on sale, you can still find it at a pretty good price on McFarlane or even Amazon. They do have the individual characters if you don't want to get the full set. And the line art is on McFarlane or other places as well. So if you're shopping around, like, subscribe, and keep